But there's so many steps that you need to take to not screw up this new Florida residency of yours. This is kind of a minimum that you should be doing to make sure that you're domiciled to Florida.
Hi, I'm Beth Hochberger, CPA, CGMA. This channel aims to educate you on tax, tech, crypto, and finance-related news. Come learn how to grow and keep your wealth.
And today we're going to talk about how to not screw up your relocation to Florida. So, not really any kind of hidden secret at this point. There have been a lot of people moving to Florida in the last couple of years. There's so many reasons to live here. It's such a great place, but especially during the pandemic, there's been a big influx of people. And I talk to people all the time about why they're moving and what they need to do to move and how to do it the right way and not screw it up. Because most likely you have a large financial situation that is part of the reason. I'm not going to say it's everybody, but usually there's a financial incentive for people to move to Florida if they're not already retired. And for those of you who don't know, Florida has no state income tax, which is why it's so bloody popular to live here. So we get a lot of people coming from up north, especially New York, also some people from out west, like California, that are these higher income tax states. And it seems like all I have to do is pick up and leave. And boom, now I'm a Florida resident. I'm here, everything's great, I'm never paying taxes again. Well, part of the issue is that there are quite a few number of steps that you need to do to remove your domicile from your old state and become domiciled in Florida. So what I usually tell people is that Florida a little bit doesn't care that you're here. Not that we don't love you, not that we don't want you to be here, but we don't have an income tax that is trying to get their claws into your wallet and take your money. So in that regard, Florida-ish kind of doesn't care if you're domiciled here. There's other reasons that you want to be domiciled here. Like, for example, if you buy a primary residence, you want it to be homesteaded, right? We'll talk about that a bit more later. But the state you're leaving is where you need to be not domiciled any longer. There's some places like New York that has a declaration of non-domiciled. It says, I'm leaving, I'm done. But there's so many steps that you need to take to not screw up this new Florida residency of yours. So we're going to go through a couple of what those things are. And this is not an exhaustive list. This is not going to be an ironclad case that says, no way, are you still subject to taxes in your old state? But this is kind of a minimum that you should be doing to make sure that you're domiciled to Florida. So first things first, driver's license. You have to move your driver's license. If you're still in the system of your old state, it's really hard for you to then go, oh yeah, by the way, I moved, I never updated my driver's license, and oh yeah, I don't live there, I don't want to pay taxes anymore. That's probably the first thing you should move. And then along with that, your automobile registration, right? You want to get all of these things that tie you to that state severed and move to Florida. Along that same line, voter registration, right? You want to be on the rolls in your new state of Florida. Those are some real basic ones. If you don't buy a house, if you just move here and you're renting, you want to file a declaration of domicile. That's you basically sticking a flag in the proverbial ground there and saying, this is where I live. I consider my Florida home my primary residence. Super important. And you can do it even if you do purchase a home. If you purchase a home here, you're also going to want to file a homestead exemption. And the reason for this is when it's your primary residence, it's going to keep your real estate taxes from shooting through the roof every year. Right? It's a super wonderful benefit of being a Florida resident. Moving along into some maybe a little bit more esoteric things that you might not think about. You need to update your estate plans, right? These state rules change state to state. You have to update it for the state that you currently live in. So if you move to Florida, you need to update it to be compliant with the Florida rules. You want to establish that you moved your entire life, not just state documents, but your entire life to Florida. So some of that is going to be reflected in things like doctors. You need a new local doctor. You need a new local dentist. You need a new local hair person, believe it or not. because the state taxing authorities are going to look and see, like, okay, did you move to Florida? Oh, but you keep going back to New York because, you like to get your nails done there. You like to get your hair done there. Oh, your general doctor that you've gone to for 20 years is there. You haven't really left. Your heart is still there, whereas the rest of you is sort of kind of living here. Those are kind of like the basic things. You can go and find crazier stuff to deal with. For example, if you live in Florida and you're a Florida resident, you can get theme park tickets, especially for Florida residents. Yeah, I'm looking at my Universal tickets right now. But the corollary to that is don't get any of those resident benefits from your former state, right? Because now you're kind of going back on saying, no, I moved. Well, no, except I really want to go fishing next summer in New York, so I have a fishing license for residents. No, you can't do that, right? So you got to make sure you're severing everything. You got to look through your credit cards, look through your bank statements, make sure that any of those things that tie you to your former state really get severed. And again, this isn't a guarantee, but this will get you a lot of the way there to building that case for yourself for having moved correctly to Florida, and hopefully you won't screw it up. This is a service that we also help clients with, so if it's something that you're looking at and you're contemplating, feel free, reach out, drop us a message here, a comment, and we would be delighted to help you with your relocation to Florida and help you not screw it up.
Thank you for sticking around. I hope you learned something new. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe to my channel if you want to continue improving your tax and financial literacy. Bye.